sharing my takeout with you from this symposium, knowing your rights. Trafficking is on the rise here. Issue of paying rent, tuition in either pounds, dollars, euros. How to get by with this recent ban on bringing food items. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, thanks for dropping by, and if you're a returning subscriber, I love you. Happy new month. Welcome to the month of March. How's the year been? Again, I ask, are you keeping to your goals? Have you derailed? And please, if you have, get back on track. The year is still young. We're still in the first quarter, so there's still so much you can do. There's still so much you can achieve. Okay, so straight into today's video. Long time no chit chat. It's been a while with chats, caught up, and all of that. All this while it's just been vlogs and things like that. So today's video, as you can clearly tell from the title, is a chit chat. So get your tea as per the usual, and let's delve in. Just a quick heads up, this video would be mostly beneficial to people in my geographical location. I'm sorry if you're going to feel left out, but trust me, there's something for everybody. You're going to catch something today. Yes, you can catch something today, so don't go nowhere. Earlier this week, a friend invited me to the NIGERIan symposium themed Life as a Nigerian student in the T.R.N.C. I bet everyone knows now that I am doing my Masters in International Law in CIU, so this very much concerns me. To be honest, I am so glad I made it. It was such an eye-opener, gained so much exposure, knowledge, and networked. We got to know some things that I took for granted really shouldn't be that way. I was graced by great panelists, and the person who really did it for me, Elise Somers. I hope I didn't murder her last name. I'm sorry if I did. I mean, she's a criminal lawyer, my jurisdiction, and she's also a CYPRUS. So getting to know things from her perspective, first as a criminal lawyer and also as a citizen in this place, mattered a lot. I made notes, so I'm going to refer to it every once in a while. Yeah, like I said, the theme of the conference was life as a Nigerian student in the T.R.N.C, and we talked about, or the panelists talked about, rules and regulations here, student rights, healthcare, financial problems, welfare, and security. Don't fret, I'm not going to bore you with all of these things. This event was filmed. Video would be up on the NSU website, YouTube, or whatever. I would find that out whilst editing this video, and I'll put that in the description box so that you can watch it, hear questions that people raised, and maybe you have similar questions. And one of the panelists already answered that. Now on to sharing my takeout with you from this symposium. Number one for me is knowing your rights. I believe in knowing your right as a human being, as a citizen, as a student, or wherever. You need to know your rights. You can't just feel like, oh, I'm a foreigner here, so I can take anything dished at me. No, you need to know your rights. And sometimes I think people know their rights, but they can't follow up. I'd have one or two problems with the authority that has pushed you into hiding. So when people step on your toes, or when something that you shouldn't suffer happens to you and you're suffering from it, you can't push. There's nothing, you know what to do, but you can't follow it. So please know your right, and the only way you can enforce your right is making sure that you're living upright yourself. Please bear in mind that ignorance is not an excuse. It does not justify anything at all. Oh, I didn't know. I mean, the panelists in the house said that the criminal lawyer, she said most times people will say, oh, I didn't know. When certain things are said to them or asked them, they say, oh, I didn't know. And that does not excuse you of anything. She urged us to make sure to take advantage of relevant materials, and she also brought that to my knowledge now, and I'm sharing that you can go to the government website and find as much information as you can. Like the Constitution is there on the website, which is a guide, and you can change that to from Turkish to English and read it to understand it. It is our right to know that they need to provide us with that, and they did that already, but we don't know that these informations are there, so we don't even take advantage of them. Some of the things that we suffer, we are not supposed to, but most times the people who take advantage of us know that we don't know these things. So please know your rights and make sure you have a legal status that will help you to enforce your right when it's being trampled on. The second takeout for me is actually something very touching and sensitive, and that's the fact that trafficking is on the rise here. It's not just here, trafficking happens everywhere. It's on the rise here, and I don't think I want to talk much about this because, like I said, it's really sensitive. And one of the informations they provided as regards that is just being sensitive to your environment, and then these people that are being trafficked sometimes are unaware and they try to talk to people like signal. So one of the signs to look out for is people who maybe live this kind of secluded life. Their movement is somewhat controlled. If you are one of these people and by chance you're watching this video, I sympathize with you. You are not alone. Help awaits you, and this is one of the pamphlets in regards to that. So if you are in T.R.N.C and you suspect or you know somebody, or you are sadly somebody yourself and you need help, I'm going to leave these details on the screen and also in the description box. Is Cyprus Turkish Bar Association hotline, and contact details Refugee Rights Association, and there's also an email address here. And since we're a social media generation, there's Facebook and Instagram here. I'm going to leave all of this on the screen, and I would also leave it in the description box. This is a kind appeal to traffickers. Please stop. Life is hard enough as it is. Don't make anyone else's life harder. And the general advice to anyone who wants to travel, please do not be desperate. This is what these agents bank on. Whoever has a friend or anybody who wants to travel, please ensure people do their due diligence. Sometimes, besides trafficking, these agents bank on people's desperation, capitalize on, oh, I just want to leave Nigeria or wherever, and I just need to go to another country. And they just put documents together for people and they go to another place and find out that these things they've been told when they were back in their home countries is not what they've seen on ground upon arrival. So please make sure to tell people exactly how things are when they are migrating here or to any other country for that matter. You need to do your due diligence yourself, because at the end of the day, you're the one who's going to be at the receiving end of whatever due diligence you did or failed to do. Please make your inquiries, and when people tell you this is how it is, take it. You don't have to interpret it as, oh, if you're there, I can make it. People have different means to get by. So please take whatever information people provide you, and the bulk of the work is on you yourself. Do as much finding as you possibly can by yourself, for yourself, and you will be glad that you did. Another useful information I'd like to share is how to get by with this recent ban on bringing food items from Nigeria or for the African students here in T.R.N.C. Yesterday, I learned that there was a circular that was passed banning people from bringing in food items. I don't know what their reason is, but I don't think that is in any way justifiable. Parent bodies like the universities and student unions are doing something about that, I learned. But in the meantime, the information I got from that seminar is you can, from your home country or Nigeria particularly, declare your food items. All you need to make sure of is the quantity is reasonable. It shouldn't be something that could pass for maybe you traveling for business with it or something like that. Declare those food items and getting here, I think it would be easier for you. And I don't want to believe that this is some kind of business strategy that is going to bring about more profit for people who own African stores and sell these things, because if that is the case, this is absurd. It is ridiculous. It is unfair. There's just so much a person can bring when traveling. After a while, we run out and then we start buying. Why are humans such opportunists? Well, I don't want to make any hasty conclusion, but I just hope it's not what I'm thinking. Let's stop this opportunistic behavior. It wouldn't take us anywhere. This is not how to make it in life. you are only going to make your neighbor's life harder. Please look out for one another. That's about the only way we can all survive here. And if you have information that is helpful to somebody, please share. Don't hoard informations. The last thing is issue of payment of monies. Paying rent, tuition in either pounds, dollars, euros. Whereas people who work here earn in Turkish lira, most times earn below the minimum wage. Somebody raised an issue about the cost of mujarat going up every now and then, and the truth is, I don't think since I got here I've paid same amount for the mujarat twice. It's always slightly higher or significantly higher. The difference of the one I did in 2020 and the one I did in 2021 is significant. Only God knows what we're going to pay this September in 2022, so that should be looked into. That's one aspect of it. Workers who work and earn above or about the minimum wage should get that increment whenever it happens, but for students that price should be fixed. We suggested that and we hope something is done about it. The other end of the spectrum is having to pay your rent in pounds or dollars. Again, that's really ridiculous. And you find out that most times these landlords are asking for upfront of 6 months to 1 year. It shouldn't be. I'm not sure the locals pay as high as we do or even pay in these currencies. You find out that these landlords, these caretakers, are now more inclined to renting their apartments to Nigerians especially. It's not fair that the Nigerian agent or the African agents will collaborate with these landlords to make these things happen. I don't intend to make this long for any reason. I attended the symposium and I had some eye-openers and I thought to come on here to share. Please, all I'm just trying to say is let's link up. Let's try to identify with these groups, these bodies like The Voice and different student unions that tackle this type of issues. Let's stay informed. This type of symposiums come on every once in a while. Let's try to be part of it. Engage. You might think you don't have any problems, but sometimes all you need from there is information. Information is power. Yes, guys, and here now I draw the curtains. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. I will see you in my next video. Bye.